In our news bulletin, 8th Conference of Vietnamese Party Central Committee opens. Germany supports vocational training in Vietnam. And traditional group dance makes Guinness Book of Records. Those are the headlines in this hour. I'm Xuân Tùng and welcome to VTV News, live from Hanoi. The Vietnamese government has planned that by 2020, trained skilled workers in the country will account 55% of the labor force compared with the current figure of 30%. The government also wants to tailor its vocational training more to the needs of the business community. With help from the German government in the last 18 years, Vietnam is developing its vocational training system to achieve a skilled and highly skilled labor force. This week's edition of Vietnam in Close-Up will take a closer look at this cooperation.
50 students at the Hưng Yên University of Technology and Education in the northern province of Hưng Yên are practicing skills at the Department of Automobile Engineering. With all the equipment provided or funded by the German Development Cooperation, or GIZ, the students have found it easier to receive hands-on laboratory experience. Since 1996, the university has received nearly $3 million from Germany to reform its training methods and adopt the German vocational training system.
One of the unique features of the German education system is the dual vocational training. What is dual vocational training? It comprises of both theoretical training and, most important, the practical training. Practical training inside the companies or in factories stand for 70% of the whole vocational training period of the student, which means that students have to learn by doing. So how much have Vietnamese students benefited from this? And what is the disadvantages of Vietnamese vocational training system? Let's find out more.
In Vietnam, around 1.4 million people enter the labor market each year. However, there is a severe shortage of skilled workers with practical training. Only about 27% of workers currently have training relevant to the job they do, while just 15% have completed formal vocational training. The situation was discussed at the quarterly alumni talk hosted last week in Hanoi by the German Embassy and GIZ. German and Vietnamese speakers at the event pointed out that practical training is the best way for Vietnamese students to improve their skills.
I had a chance to participate in the first joint Vietnamese-German vocational training project in 1996. The best thing about the German vocational training system is the close tie with enterprises. Vietnam has learned a lot from it.
Vietnam's vocational training system must be reformed to improve its quality. That is the goal of the German government-funded project since 2008. Nguyễn Ngọc Dung, who has just finished her one-year administration training program in Germany, is among those benefited from this program.
In Germany, I received in-depth vocational training. I took several curriculums on vocational training methods, management, administration, and presentation skills at Magdeburg University. These skills have proved really useful and have helped me in my work.
16 vocational schools across Vietnam have received financial aid from the program, and vocational training institutions in Vietnam have started partnerships with local enterprises to allow their students to receive hands-on training.
We are trying also to bring industry, as I just said, more into the colleges by trying to provide workshops and industrial equipment and machinery at the schools, which are the same like an industry, and trying to promote an atmosphere of more practical training, so having less theory, more practical content at the school.
German companies in Vietnam have also joined hands in transforming the Vietnamese vocational training system. Last week, more than 100 German enterprises gathered at a conference in Ho Chi Minh City and offered chances for local students to learn at Vietnam-based companies. So far, Messer and Brown in Hanoi have entered a partnership with the Hưng Yên University of Technology and Education, while in Dong Nai Province, Bosch Vietnam has started its partnership with Lilama 2 Technical and Technology College.
One of the new aspects of our cooperation will be that we want to cooperate, we want to include more the German businesses present in Vietnam. There are around 300 companies, 300 investors which are concentrated in Ho Chi Minh City. We want German companies to provide training capacities for Vietnamese college students so that they can benefit from German know-how and become highly qualified for the Vietnamese labor market.
Vocational training is one of the three major fields of cooperation between the two countries over the next 2 years. At talks in German city of Bonn in July this year, the two countries inked a deal in which Germany would provide Vietnam with more than $92 million to support Vietnam's vocational training, together with environmental protection and energy development. As Vietnam is working on its action plan for a green growth strategy, the country requires an education system with needs-led and practical training in order to ensure sustainable growth. Hoài Lương, Vietnam Television.
The weather forecast also wrapped up our news bulletin in this hour. Thank you very much for being with us, and you can visit our website, VTV4.vn, to take a look at our programs again. We'll see you next time.